everybody, welcome back to Listen, I Have an Idea. Today is officially December 1st, which means that NaNoWriMo 2017 is over. What a month it has been. Oh my gosh, I am definitely going to miss NaNoWriMo and the community and everything surrounding the entire event, but boy am I glad for a break. November was rather stressful for me. I had a lot going on and I think I handled it rather well. There were a few days where I was super stressed out, but now I think I am good. So I figured today I would do a wrap up and talk about some future plans for NaNoWriMo. I did this last year and I enjoyed watching what I had said in that video, seeing how it related to how my NaNoWriMo went this year and just things to watch out for the future NaNoWriMos that I participate in. First up, I want to talk about the things that had helped me over this past month. The first being writing sprints. I don't think I would have won if it weren't for writer sprints. Those were the most motivational. I did a lot of them, just the personal ones on the NaNoWriMo website, and I would set them for between 20 and 30 minutes. It worked out really well. I got a lot done, especially on the last day. The other thing that really helped me was going to the write-ins. I enjoyed interacting with people in person this time. Last year I stuck to pretty much just the online community, but going to the write-ins, meeting all these wonderful people and hearing their feedback and see what they're writing and just getting to know them was so beneficial, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite parts of the month. The last thing that I really enjoyed from this past month was all the feedback that I got from you guys, not only on the stories that I was writing, but on the videos, all the positivity, just everything was absolutely amazing, and it made my month 10 times better. Now next year I would do some things rather differently, so I figured I would start off with just laying it all out there. What would I do differently than what I did from this month? Well, first off, I would write a different story, something brand new, not something that I had been working on beforehand. It definitely derailed my creativity. I wish I could have started other projects earlier on in the month, maybe started a different novel completely, but I wanted to set myself the goal of continuing my book and hopefully finishing it. I am not done. Next year, I would want to start planning a lot earlier, so maybe do Preptober. This year was the first time I had heard about Preptober, and I seriously wish I had considered it this past year. Had I known about it before November, I would have done it. I would have started planning a novel a whole lot earlier, a lot better. Everything would have been pretty much set. I would have known exactly what I was writing, when I was going to write it. I think it would have helped my month go a lot smoother. The other thing is I would try to write a whole lot more during the beginning few days of the month. I think that if next year I can get to maybe 25,000 words within the first week, that would definitely help the amount of pressure that built up as the days would go further in towards the middle and the end of the month. Next year, I'm also considering doing daily vlogs for the month instead of my normal sit down in front of my rainbow bookshelf videos. I think that if I were to film daily vlogs, much like what Kate had done and other people had done as well, it might be a little bit easier to compile everything that I had done throughout the days. Okay, so this next part of the video, I figured I would answer a few questions that have been left on my videos over the past couple of days that I haven't had a chance to answer yet. The first one comes from Stormageddon, and they have asked, are you planning to keep working on your novel over the next few days, or now that the month is over, will you leave it for a while and recover? I am going to leave it for a while. My book is a Christmas themed novel, so writing at this time of year is perfect. It's what I probably should be doing, but I need a little bit of a break. I need at least a week or two to kind of step back from my book, reanalyze it, figure out what the problems are, what I really need to work through, and then come at it with like fresh eyes almost. Just because NaNoWriMo's done doesn't mean the workload eases up anymore. I'm going to be doing Vlogmas this year, as well as my sister. We are going to be alternating every other days. I'm getting the odd days and she's getting the even days, so that's going to be interesting. Not only do I have to edit my own videos though, I have to edit hers as well. So that means 25 videos every day leading up until Christmas. So I got to work on those, and those are going to be a little bit more labor intensive than the NaNoWriMo videos were. Okay, and the other questions I have today are from Kate, who did not get to submit her questions to me in time for the Q&A, so I'm going to go through them rather rapid fire. So she asks what my favorite female character is. Now in that video I had talked about the Mediator series and Jesse Da Silva being my absolute favorite male character. As for a female character, I don't necessarily have one. Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. I came across the Pride and Prejudice story plot lines through the Lizzie Bennet diaries. These are amazing. I started with the web series that was airing in 2012 and 2013, watching it live, falling in love with it. And at that time, I just had to consume everything that was Pride and Prejudice. So I started with the 1995 miniseries. Then I came across the 2005 movie, which is even better. Her second question is, if you read any of Meg Cabot's other stories, do you have any that you didn't like? So as you know, the Mediator series is my favorite series of all time. These books have gotten so much love. As for her other books, I'm gonna pull them off my shelves and show you just how many Meg Cabot books I own. Okay, so I've pulled the Meg Cabot books that I own and they're on the shelves behind me. I put the Mediator series over there. I also have, over here, I have a lot of the Princess Diaries books, which I am not too keen on. I love royalty romance, but I've watched the movie before I read the books and I prefer the movie to the books, so I can never really get into them. Plus the movies were so different from the book series. I wasn't a huge fan of them. Some of the other ones are Prom Nights from Hell. I have Avalon High, Teen Idol, Jinx, Pants on Fire, and How to Be Popular. Those ones are pretty good. Not any of them really stuck out in my mind. The one series I love by her is the Airhead series. It's about a normal girl who goes to a superstore opening. A large TV falls on her and she ends up getting brain surgery, and her brain is replaced with the brain of a supermodel. So she unexpectedly gets to take over the supermodel's body with all of her previous memories. It's interesting to say the least. I didn't really like her Insatiable series. I got about halfway through the first book and it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't remember the premise. It wasn't very good. But her Size 12 isn't fat. Size 14 isn't fat either. Big boned. Size 12 and Ready to Rock, and then the Bride War Size 12. That series is so good. I initially came across it when I was in high school thinking it was going to be this body positive book, and it ended up being about a former pop star turned resident advisor, and now she is solving murder mysteries. So it was a complete shock and I absolutely loved that series. Okay, so my camera battery died. I had to wait for it to charge, and while it was charging I played around with some of the settings, so I might look a little bit differently. Anyways, let's get back into the questions. So the next question is, what other fandoms am I part of? She says she's looking specifically at the Doctor Who book. Yes, I'm a part of the Doctor Who fandom. I would consider myself a Whovian. While I don't necessarily like Peter Capaldi and I haven't seen all of season 10, I do really still love the show, and I am really excited for Jodie Whittaker and season 11 to come out, and of course I'm excited for the Christmas special, so I'm definitely a Whovian. As for other fandoms, I am such a big Miley Cyrus fan. She is like my favorite. I've seen her twice in concert. I've watched pretty much every movie, everything she's been in. I love her. As for other fandoms, I don't really have time to be a part of a fandom or be as active as a fan as I would like to be. Some other things that I really enjoy are Grey's Anatomy, Gilmore Girls, How I Met Your Mother, The Office, the American version. I also really like the Netflix show One Day at a Time. It actually made me cry, and I'm not a very big crier, so I would recommend checking that one out. Next is my celebrity crush. That would have to be Eugene Simon. I really, really like him. Also Nick Jonas, but if I had to pick one, it would be Eugene Simon. If I could live in a world of any movie or book, what would it be? I had a really tough time with this one, and I think my answer would have to be any world where there are little miniature people. And I'm not talking about dwarves or actual little people. I'm talking about like pocket-sized people, meaning Thumbelina or The Borrowers or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Or there is a new movie with Matt Damon called Downsizing where they literally shrink the people. I think that would be so interesting to have doll-sized people in real life. I don't know if I'd want to be the doll-sized person or the regular-sized person in that world, but I just think that would be really, really interesting. She also asks, do I have any plans for other books? The answer is yes. The book that I was working on throughout NaNoWriMo is actually part of a series that I'd like to write of approximately 6 books, 6 or 7, each one following a different mythical creature. Now, I don't have any of the other ones planned out yet, but I do have some ideas in the works for different storylines I'd like to eventually explore for those books. I also have 3 other projects that I would really, really like to work on. I don't know if they're ever going to get released or ever finished, but they are ideas that I have kicking around in my head that I spend a little bit of time thinking of every so often, and I would like to write them eventually. The last question that she has here is, which royalty romance books would I recommend? My top picks would be Suddenly Royal, Recklessly Royal, and Relentlessly Royal. They are a trilogy by Nicole Chase. They were my favorite ones to read. Okay, so that is it for me for NaNoWriMo 2017. Thank you guys so much for watching all of my videos and participating in the discussions that I've been leading. I've had such a wonderful month and I cannot wait to participate next year. But until then, I will be kicking around this channel, posting videos, of course for Vlogmas, and then at other points throughout the year, hopefully my sister and I will be able to get our act together and actually post more videos throughout the year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you the next time I see you. Bye!